Hi, my name is David Labby, and we are going to be doing a presentation on the paper that we wrote on AI innovating retail, specifically with Walmart, from the article that we all read. So, my name is David Labby. This is about the agentic commerce and its effects on the consumer industry, and specifically Walmart's AI transformation and what they're doing, to innovate currently with AI. This is the business analytics presentation for Walmart and the future of retail AI. I'm with Fitchburg State University. I'm an MBA graduate student, specifically um, in a business analytics concentration. And this is for the Managing Business Analytics class with Dr. Denise Simeon. So AI is changing the retail industry, obviously, right? It has already been such a huge innovation. We've done so much with AI. And I'm trying to keep this down below below 8 minutes. Retailers are using data to make better decisions. So we're using AI to compilate so much information from, and now even more. That's what the whole point of this is that, Walmart has heavily invested in AI, and they're now doing things with like Sparky and Marty, and their agentic commerce and their online platforms, their chat bots and everything else. And also their direct in-store maintenance with their digital twins, which is such a radical notion to me. So, I mean, so cool. They're able to actually in real time kind of see how their placement in their stores are affecting the how the digital layouts are affecting buying notions, and how also corrective maintenance, seeing maintenance times, loading times, stocking times, all these different aspects of information that we before prior did not have full access to. Now we're getting access to it, and that the margins for retail is so small. It really needs to you need to have a finger on the pulse of everything in order to be able to get better for the bottom line. And this is such an innovation of having this, and all centers heavily investing in this is such a cool notion. um it's helping them to stay extremely competitive, right? And because AI, why does it matter in retail? Customers are the main, they need it to have the main experience. The only way to create loyalty, or at least the way that Walmart does, is by massive savings and also extreme convenience, right? And the way that they're able to do that, if they're able to save more time and money in all areas, even just by a few percent, there's a compound effect that allows them to save so much more overall. And shoppers want more personalized experiences. They want to make it easy. They want to have, like, oh, I'm buying diapers, and what are the best diaper wipes, what are the best, or sorry, what are the best wipes, what are the best lotions for my baby, and all these other aspects that we think about. Industry trends, the growth of big data and analytics, more use of machine learning, generative AI is expanding. All this is, and agentic AI is becoming a new retail tool. All this is meaning is that we are now utilizing algorithms more in understanding the data, or massive amounts of data, faster than we were before. Before, it would take us weeks to be able to to go through even an Excel file. Now we are able to do that in seconds on our phone, right? And now we have AI going through years of data and trends, and and also the more updated and in time, like real time data, to be able to improve our metrics, right? And that's huge in retail. So challenges facing retailers, obviously inflation. Like, we need to, people want to save money. We're now in kind of an economic downturn personally for personal earnings, right? Earnings is kind of staying, stagnant, right? While prices are rising overall. And there are many reasons for that. We're not getting into that, but it's a reality that retailers need to face, because people stop buying um, luxury products, and they're looking for savings on their needs. And also there are things that we thought that that were luxury products 20 years ago, and now people think of them as a necessity, like snacks for our kids, right? That's kind of, I mean, I don't know about you, but like, that's a major necessity in my home for my kids, because I don't know, there'd be a mutiny or something, right? So, but tariffs, that's increasing our costs, labor costs. uh, Retailers need to think about those labor costs. That's a huge expense for them, right? And being able to mitigate that or to enhance what they get from their labor, right? Having these metrics and being able to improve the productivity of their employees and also with their vendors and suppliers, it's a huge thing. And also being able to get better delivery, and getting better delivery times, the convenience. So Walmart's AI strategy, AI is part of Walmart's business strategy, and we're focusing on the customers, employees, obviously, and this is creating a long-term competitive advantage. So, what are the main things? Like Sparky is helping shoppers find products online, right? The associates. I believe that also you can do. I believe that you can also use that on the Walmart app while you're in the store, and it'll help you actually tell you where to find it in the store. So, like if you're looking for a product, you can search it for. I mean, you can do that in BJ's as well now. Associate agents supporting employees. So I was speaking to a family member of mine. So they have these handheld devices that they use for pretty much everything, like how they find stuff for their customers, how they clock in, clock out, request time, look at their paychecks, all these things all on a handheld device. And there is some aspects of almost like a chat GPT aspect on their, helping them to do their jobs. And same thing as like Marty. I didn't get any, major information on Marty, but that's to assist like suppliers and sellers. When you're buying from suppliers, when I was working there, I was actually interested in becoming one, especially internationally. You're buying in volume at radical volume for Walmart in order to be able to save money, and they make special deals. So in order to have something that can help you to understand the best deal for your supplier and yourself, and also for Walmart, right? Saving, even 5 cents, or saving on the distribution and the supply chain metrics, saving a few $100s here and there is millions of dollars in saving overall, right? And same thing with like the developer agent helping the technology teams. When you have, they're helping you to build out the technology and keep your websites up and running in live time, right? That's huge. Whereas in like a site would be down for a couple of hours, that's like, for Walmart, that's millions of dollars of commerce. So being able to get that up and running in a few minutes, that's huge, right? Same thing with like the digital twins and the spatial AI. Being able to see your store and be able to have predict maintenance products, and being able to understand like the layout of the store and how that's affecting purchase aspects and purchase behavior, and to see if you can help improve and make things more convenient for your customer, right? Because like one of the things that was brought up, I remember when I was working there, where we had some shelves that were up that were almost at 7 feet, and I remember like a couple of years later they made it so that way no shelf is more than 6 feet high, right? Because people need to be able to get to the product itself. So like that was a huge adjustment. Improving the store operations and also reducing maintenance costs. The huge thing about like the refrigeration, right? Saving on the refrigeration, that was huge. So think about this. If you have your 3 coolers that are down out of 20, right? That's still 3 coolers worth of that you have to, pack up, but like, because they have their supplies in the back and stuff like that. But that's digital, that's shelving real estate, right? So you need to be able to sell. That's thousands of dollars of commerce per week, right? That is down and out. And also energy conservation, right? Those are the things that we need to think about. So machine learning, being able to use this helps us to improve and make everything better for our clients and our customers. And if you're able to save even just a marginal percentage in every area, from customer engagement to customer savings, and increasing sales, lowering labor costs, improving labor efficiency, just by a few marginal percentages, that's millions of dollars in savings overall for each year across the stores. And now think about that. There are thousands of stores across Walmart, across the United States. That's huge. right? So doing this deep analysis of the social, convenience, personalization, this in technology and economic and environmental. Social was pretty much just talking about like, what are the aspects of, bias, being careful about, making sure that privacy laws are being implemented and that we're being, conscientious about that. Walmart does need to be a little bit better about that because they do collect a ton of information, and they are, I don't want to say susceptible, but they're a target for hackers. So they do invest heavily, but I feel that they could probably do better in aspects of regulation, right? Same thing as like the technological, just being mindful in the implementation and the building of the AI and the using of the automation, economic, just cost savings and growth, and using the AI specifically to try and help us save money, and that's kind of like the bottom line. Now, environmental and political impacts, regulations, things like the GDPR. I mean, that's European, but but like California and a few other states in the United States have specific laws, but we need to have like a baseline here that we should be using by allowing autonomy in data and allowing the people to choose what they do and do not want to provide. Now, here the thing, they want to provide this convenience for their customers and this experience. So, where is that line? It's a little murky, right? So, I think that it definitely does need a little bit more, thought process in there. I do think that they do okay, but I do believe that we could probably improve on that. And just like what we were talking about with ethics, and so overall, Walmart's AI strategy is extremely strong. I mean, like they're improving in all areas for their business, and that's exciting. And also AI, it's improving their efficiency and their service. There are risks in privacy and trust concerns because they gather so much data on us that they're pretty much like from the moment that you're on their app to when you walk into and also when you walk into their store, they're tracking almost every single move that you make. Literally, right? It's not figuratively anymore. They are now installing sensors, and also like they have tracking patterns. That's what the digital twins is all about. Like it's insane of what the amount of data that they're able to consume. And it's invasive, but but the thing is that if you want that convenience, you have to, like you have the choice whether or not you want to shop there, right? So, and if you want that level of convenience, then you have to have that level of transparency with them. But I feel that they should also have that level of transparency with us and allow us at least some more autonomy for that. Agentic commerce, it's just shaping the future. It's huge, right? This is the way that the world is going. These are all my references. As you can see, I use some of them in some of the slides. Our books, our current books that we're reading, and also the videos that we watched this week, and also the article that was written. So thank you. This is my presentation. I look forward to hearing back from you and what you feel on this. Thank you.